On the Van Nuys Airport?
Two things. Hopefully very soon, I know I mentioned this about a year and a half ago when it was supposed to come out, but a new application that will be available on a web page will be the ability to track aircraft leaving Van Nuys Airport or arriving at Van Nuys Airport, where you'll actually be able to go on the web, put in the time that you heard a noise violation, and actually see the plane take off. You'll be able to click on it, and it will bring up information about that plane, and it will allow you to send an email message complaining about that plane and see how many other complaints there are about that. So it's going to be very interesting. I got to play with a beta version of it just recently. It's not yet fully released, but it's very exciting in that regard. Did I tell you folks about the helicopter roundtable meeting that we had back in May? Okay, this was interesting. The Van Nuys Airport Citizens Advisory Council asked the Van Nuys Airport to put together a meeting between the residents and the helicopter pilots and the people who own the aircraft, so we could all sit down and talk. And they were actually very concerned about actually having this meeting because they didn't want to have a bunch of angry people show up and just yelling at them. So it was actually a relatively small meeting, about 30 or 40 people, and it was pretty well balanced. And it went on for a good 2 hours, and it was a really good exchange between the residents, especially those right around the airport, who really get the most noise, and the pilots. And what we found out were a lot of old routes were still being used that should be changed, that the pilots in the tower were directing traffic in certain directions where they could change it and make it more quiet for residents, and that the media groups were also not paying attention to how they were flying. And so there has been a really big awareness in the pilot and the helicopter community about the problems that you guys have. And I think we're going to see some substantive changes. There are still a few pilots who are cowboys that are going to do whatever they want to do, but we're going to have the ability to go after them with this new technology. So I'm very pleased that some of this is happening, and I'll tell you when it comes out. I will give you the website that you can go use, and I hope you use it on a regular basis when you're disturbed. So thanks very much.
Thank you. Ellen?